Hey lovelies, welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Carlos King shading Martell Holt. It's been a long time coming. I'm absolutely here for it. But first of all, welcome back to the channel. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And everyone, please like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment in the chat. Now let's get into it. Dr. Heavenly and Carlos were doing the messy reunion episodes recap. So they were doing the one for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Speaking of that show, are you guys watching that show? If you guys are watching the show and you want me to cover it next season, let me know in the comment section below. Because I'm thinking I need to find more shows to cover. So let me know what you guys think about that. Now, during the live, Dr. Heavenly talked about, Jackie's going to be the professional. She's going to be the messy bee on Married to Medicine. And she feels like everyone just plays their position. And she tried to use an example of someone who is not like that in real life, but on the show is like the villain of the show. And of course, she then goes on to ask Carlos King about Martellholt. And apparently he looks really bad on the show, but is he that bad? And I'm just like, first of all, I feel like Heavenly is doing this on purpose at this point, because it's like every episode of recaps that you're doing lately, it's always somehow it comes back to Martell or Melody. It's like, what is going on? Mind your business at this point. But on the other hand, I'm grateful she's not minding her business, because now I at least have some content to record for you guys and things to talk about with you guys. Well, of course, in Carlos's usual fashion, he did not answer the question directly, but he gave a little bit of shade and answered it indirectly. And I want us to talk about it now. I would have played the clip for you guys, but I can't even lie to y'all. I don't be wanting to play any clips that come from Carlos King. I'm not trying to get copyrighted. I don't even want the drama. I don't have the time. So I'm just not even trying to do that if I can avoid it. So I'm not going to play that for you guys. But what he did say though, is that he does not like when reality TV stars blame production for how they are portrayed on a show. And he talks about there ain't no editing in the world, right? Like if you look a certain way the whole season, that's who you are, right? Like they can't edit the footage that you don't give them, right? I honestly can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Mr. Carlos King. People like to be like they got the horrible edits. But the truth is that they can't edit what you don't give them, right? Like they can put a little bit of, sprinkle. Like for instance, putting a particular clip before something, so it gives the impression that this happened before the next clip, when in reality it's an aftermath. So they can do things like that. They can edit a little bit, put a little bit of juice in it, right? But the one where I would be coming at production is if I didn't say this and you're putting words in my mouth, like words that I did not say. I'm putting a voiceover and using it to mimic my voice. But I've not seen nobody do that yet. Okay? So I do have to hand it to Carlos. Think about it. Martell has looked the same way consistently throughout the show. Not season one, like throughout the seasons, throughout the episodes, throughout the seasons. At what point do you have to accept that he is the villain? At what point does he even have to accept that he is the villain? That's just the reality of the situation. He has things he needs to work on. So it's just like there's just so much. When you think about it, you're just like there's so much. I know people say this, people say that, but then how they're not making the scenes up. You were in the scene doing what it is that you are saying that you're doing. So let's say there could have been some inspiration, for you to do certain things, but you came out there and did it. I do agree that production could inspire you. Production could be like, no, I think you should do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. But if you, as a grown-ass person who was not under undue influence, decide to do something that production has asked you to do, right? That is on you. It was a choice that you decided to take. And you can't blame anyone for that decision that you've made, right? Like, if, for instance, production are like, we need you to go there and fight this person. Now, I'm not saying production will do that. I'm just trying to give an example, right? And you go there and there wasn't any undue influence and you went there and you're like, yes, I'm going to punch you in the face, right? And then later on, you get so much backlash from it. And then you're like, no, production told me to do it. You are a person with no integrity. If someone can make you act out beyond who you actually truly are. Now, I'm not saying that there are no aggravating circumstances. I'm just using it in the context of the example. That's like someone saying to me, I want you to steal this amount of money on this table. This is not who I am. I'm not a thief, right? So I'm not about to do that because you guys want me on your show, right? At some point, my integrity has to kick in where I'm like, nah, I ain't about to do that. I ain't about to play in people's faces when that's not who I am. Okay? So if you are deciding to do something and there is no undue influence, they didn't tell you, yo, if you don't do this, you're never going to, like, all that kind of stuff, right? Then I feel like you're grown enough to be able to make an informed decision, right? So, because I absolutely hate the fact that people do all the things they want to do, then they feel like, let's blame editing. Oh, they edited me into a villain. I'm not a villain. They edited me into this. They did this to me. What did you do? How did you show up on that scene? Because they're not about to edit you into something that you did not do, right? And if they do that, that's I feel like is grounds for you. Of course, you got to review your contract. What did you sign up to? But to be completely honest, it's not like they're putting your voice in a scene that you weren't in, or they're saying, "Oh, you said this for this," when that was not what you said for that, right? The way Love and Marriage edits, I don't think it's to that extent. If I'm being completely honest. You know, I'm hardly ever on Carlos's side, but on this one, I do agree with him. I don't like when people do whatever they want to do on a show and then they blame the producers. Oh, they gave me bad edits. They just want me to be a villain. All that kind of stuff. I don't like it. You know what you signed up for when you signed up to be on reality TV show. The whole point of being able to have your social media and your audience is to be able to go on there. If there was anything that the editing did not clarify and you feel like does not portray you in the best light, go on live and talk about it. There's no need to discredit your producers. Just say, I just wanted to give you some context about this scene that you guys did not see. It didn't make the last cut. This, and this. Now, for those of you who may not know, you may be thinking like, why do I think he's shading Martell? Martell, if you guys remember, went off on the internet, talked about production, talked about being an actor, and all of those things that Martell said. And I feel like this is in response to it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that with what Carlos said, essentially, that he doesn't like when people blame production where about how they're being portrayed on the show, and that is who they are, right? Let's say a few episodes are edited, but the whole season, ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit subscribe button and make sure you tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. Everyone, please, smash the like button. Please share, and also let me know what you guys think, what your thoughts are, or what you guys think in the chat. You all know I like to have conversation in the chat, so let's continue the conversation in the chat, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.